Hello everyone, I'm May in Geneva, and COVID lockdown has been lifted, so we're back at school on a kind of hybrid schedule. But that's not really what I wanted to talk to you about today. I want to share with you some reflection around the process I've been going through as I commit to being anti-racist in my work as a teacher, both in my classroom and in my school community. Let me say that from my place of privilege as a white woman comes great responsibility to actually take action instead of just tweeting about it. So I share with you 8 things that I've been doing lately as I seek to clean house and update my thinking around race. I've had many of my colleagues and friends come to me and ask me what we can do, and so it's in this spirit that I share with you some of the things that I've been doing. It's not by any means a list of resources. I think anyone can Google those. If you do want resources, I can put some links down below, but really this is work that you can do on your own. You just need to get out there and get started. So with that in mind, here are my 8 things that I've been doing to commit to being anti-racist in my classroom and in my practice. Number 1, as I do with all things that I approach, I start to try to develop a deeper understanding of the issues and really try to listen from a non-defensive place. So I've been doing a lot of reading, as much as I can. I have some books on order and books on my list for the summer. And I've also been watching a lot of videos and listening to podcasts. Some in particular was a documentary called 13th by Ava DuVernay, and that really helped me to remember and to solidify the idea of systemic racism and the impact that that has on our society. So that really kind of started everything off for me, and maybe you'll find that as well. Watching some of the videos that DiAngelo has made about white fragility was a great way for me to access the information without having to sit down and read the book. I can still hear the ideas and understand what point she's trying to make. Another resource that really stuck out for me was Ijeoma Oluo's work on white fragility as well, and her videos around that topic, amongst many others. And number 2, I'm taking a look at my social media feeds and news sources and seeing who I'm following and interacting with, trying to incorporate more diverse voices into those feeds so that I can get perspectives that are different from my own. Number 3, I've been reflecting on my past practices and beliefs as a teacher from the very beginning of my teaching career to now. And as I clean house and update my thinking, that's really helped to kind of go back and see what my trajectory has been in relation to institutionalized racism in the school system. Number 4, I've been using concepts that I'm more familiar with as a way into an issue that is difficult for me sometimes to understand, and that is the lens of feminism. So I've been working on women's rights my whole life. It's something I'm comfortable with, I'm familiar with, and I can see the different perspectives from as a woman. And so using that lens and kind of trying to put that onto this issue of race really helps me to understand. And number 5, I've been trying to be more visible in my support of Black Lives Matter movement. I've been attending some marches and demonstrations here locally to make sure that I'm visibly supporting the anti-racist efforts of others. Number 6, I'm really trying to capitalize on places where I have authority, and that's in my classroom. So trying to decenter whiteness in all of my activities and my texts and my conversations inside my classroom. So I'll be spending this summer really taking a look at all of my resources, all of the activities, and reworking those for a more anti-racist focus. Number 7, examining my circles of influence. That would be my colleagues, my friends, and my family, and trying to challenge them to do better. And this has been great with my colleagues. Some of us are getting together and having reading groups and discussion groups. With my friends and family, it hasn't always been smooth. Sometimes you have to have these awkward conversations and ruin a few happy hours or Zoom calls because this is work that I think is important. And that's a perfect place to have these discussions, in places where you do have influence with others. So that's been working well for me. It also helps because people in those circles will ask me questions about what I'm doing or what I'm thinking about, and it's a great way into opening conversations. Number 8, and this is something that I'll be working on more, I think, towards late summer, because I need to do a little bit more research on it, but taking that American perspective and trying to apply that to the international school context. So these are 8 things that I've been doing to be actively anti-racist in my work as a teacher. I encourage you to find your own path through, to reach out and just find other people, preferably other white people, to help you through that process. There are so many resources on the internet, and I think if you open up your circle of vision, you will start to see the diverse voices that have been there all along and that perhaps we've all been ignoring. So I'll leave you with that. If you have questions, or you want to share something, or you have comments about my process, please leave your comments below.